so much left to do. So little time to get it done. I got some really cool and neat stuff to show you guys, and then I gotta get to work. So the thing is not completely brand new in the back, but pretty dang new. Here's a I gotta find my knife. Where's it at? Over here. There we go. Pretty cool little booger right here. There's your just a couple KW. Nothing crazy. Just some more slugs. That's actually a really unique one right there, and so is this one. This one's actually never been opened out of the pack. It's brand new in the pack, so I'm not going to open it. I actually did that with some of my 50 watters, and I kind of regretted it, to be honest. Not that I don't know. Sometimes it's bad to be a pack rat, but other times it's just like nostalgic. I don't know what to tell you. It's just interesting. Let me grab a piece of microfiber real quick. I need a new rag. So, get yourself a fancy new rag. I got more stuff to show y'all on the bench, but I'm going to show y'all stuff that needs to be unpacked because I got to unpack it anyway. My entire shop is full. Not just slightly full, but it is full of boxes. I've got to do something. Sorry, nobody likes the noise, but I don't think anybody likes loud noises like that, but can't do much about it. Get this booger unpacked. I got more stuff to add to the bird wall. Alright. Get this out of here. There we go. Got herself a classic. Nice little bird meter. Got a dual line section. Got a forward and reflex switch right on there on it. I've got two more custom bird slugs. If you guys need bird slugs, I have approximately, I don't know, probably 50 now, something like that. Maybe I might only be at 30 or something now, 30 or 35. But I got a few. Let's just say that much. Throw this box down and grab the next one out real quick. This is the next one on the block. This one, I don't advertise these too much because there's a lot of stuff I need to do to test them out. But I got a pole. This is another tube that we can run some tests on. Let's see how it does. Put that away. I won't have prices on some of these things because I'm not there yet. It's kind of odd to tell you guys that I have inventory, but then at the same time not be willing to sell you said inventory. But it's just part of it, guys. I can't keep up. Another single bird line section right there with bird meter. And then I've got more slugs. More slugs of different sizes. I guess I can show TikTok. More slugs. And then another one. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should put this down here. I don't know. Put that right there for now. Then a slug over here. Alright, this needs to go over here. Next, move on to the next one. I've already unpacked this one, that's fine. I did show y'all one, but I guess I'll show y'all the rest. I've got another bird meter right here. I've got the original box to go along with it too. It's just another one to add to the collection of birds. Anybody who wants bird, I got bird. Let's just say that much. I've got some extra stuff to show you guys. We'll get there in a moment. I showed you guys another sample, but let me get this open real quick. Also got some 1 5/8 line sections. If anybody's wanting any 1 5/8 line sections, I've got those. I've got guys that's been asking me for a while. I've got another 1 5/8 line section right there. These are single line sections. I have dual line sections that you can get brand new, but those are used. So you might can save a little bit of money and maybe get something you need. So again, I've got to get back in the groove of these lives to show you guys what's going on. Specialties, D-Win's RF Supply. This is what I do. I'm an RF supply company. I supply RF parts. So this is the website, dwinsrfsupply.com. So dwinsrfsupply.com. I collected some more material too for you guys. I'll show you guys more of that here shortly. I'm grabbing a few more things out of the pack to show you guys. This is for the guys who check these videos out later too. Oh wow, forgot all about this booger. So got another slug, but it's I believe I think all my thousands are spoken for. Oh goodness, this poor guy. Got another bird meter, but that poor thing looks so ugly. I ain't showing you guys. Somebody didn't take care of that one. Not that it's ugly as far as paint job, it's just dirty. I want to clean it up before I show you guys. Next, I'm done with this packaging, done with that packaging, done with this packaging. I got more over here, I guess. What is this? I unpacked all the different rotors that I've got. But I'm not going to show you guys all those. I've got to go through them. Well, whatever. Let's just show you guys. Who cares? So I was supposed to pull that off, but whatever. So I got packing material, more wire to ship out, more floor to clean up, and other junk. But there's just a couple of the rotor boxes. There's an extra transformer, rotors, and then even more control boxes down here. But yeah, all sorts of junk. But yeah, we're getting there. Put you guys on Facebook back in line. See if I can get this thing to stand up. Waving a hand to Real One. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello, TikTok. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me get this stuff lined back up. You can see, yeah, I guess you can see a little bit of my bird collection there, guys, on TikTok. Just a little bit. But yeah, I actually don't have a place to put all these birds now. Facebook's already seen most of my collection. Not all of it, but you see some of it right there. But I've got to clean off my bench, so it is what it is. Let me clean it up and get it out of the way. Another line section right here, dual line section, and then a watt meter right here. Another one right there. It's just a little combo that I was throwing together. Holy crap. Get my daggone pliers out of here. I gotta show you guys some new stuff. Something that is a unique part of my business that I'm going to expand into. I don't know how deep, but I will expand into it because I'm going to have a bunch of it. So, another dual line section to add to the mix. I've got a bunch of dual line sections over here and single line sections. Anybody wants any line sections, let me know. I've got a bunch. Alright. These bird meters, I don't know where to put them, to be quite honest with you guys. I'll just collect the birds. I'm just going to set them over here for now. Bird, and more bird. So, here's the new thing, real quick. I'll show you guys the new stuff. Let's pull you guys in over here. Waving a hand, Louise. Hope you're doing well. 973 Barry White, waving a hand. From Connecticut, 1137. Hope you're doing well. 301. Hope you're doing well. Alright, so let's zoom in for you guys on TikTok. Let me click these messages real quick. I think I should zoom out and let's just move this rag out the way. Oh no, how do I get off that? Swipe left to close. This thing does not show me how to zoom. There we go. Zoom in a little bit more than that. That's fine. Move this out the way. Alright, here is the new things. I'm going to have a couple things available for guys who are interested. So I have... Whoops. Sorry guys. I apologize. TikTok guys. Let me hop in over here on the live so I can talk to you guys and say hello and all that other good stuff that comes along with being able to see your comments. So I have. Let's mute the audio on my end. I already said hello to Barry White. Let's go over here. D wins. Let me just click my own daggone thing. Let's see if I can just do that. View my channel. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot faster. Alright. Hello, guys on YouTube. Let's go over here on on TikTok. And now I can respond to you guys on TikTok now. Alright. This is the last piece, and these are the new things that's getting added to the mix. This is a 150 amp breaker right here. That's what this is. So 150 amps, circuit breaker right here. Good for up to 80 volts. So you can run this on a LD MOS pallet or anything like that. It's got, of course, several different pieces for like a DIN rail attachment. These are designed to go into a DIN rail position, load into the DIN, and then have a main bus bar to feed off of, and then multiple things to power off of. I've got 150 amp breakers, I've got 200 amp breakers, I've got 30 amp breakers, I've got 20 amp breakers. I've got all different sizes for sure. I've also got something else that's pretty unique. This is a 54 volt at 53 amp power supply. So this could power a two device LD MOS setup right here at 240 volts. And then it could do basically 100 volts or so at 30 amps. So it could do your 100 amp circuit or it could do your 220 circuit. So it could power two devices at 100 amps all the way up to the 54 volt devices. The 65 volts, you'll have to run them on lower volts, but they're pretty neat. They're just some cool power supplies that do a good job. I've got several of these used or so that people can get a hold of those. And then, of course, I've got breakers for everybody. So you can, of course, do your current limiting with your crowbar, but I can also give you 20 amp or 30 amp or 50 amp breakers or individual breakers for each individual LD MOS setup. So very cool stuff. I'll have a lot of that stuff in stock, new and used. So that's some of my inventory there. If anybody's interested in stuff like that for your laterally diffused metal oxide semiconductors, then I will have that stuff available. I don't know if I'll have it on the website right away. I'll have the DIN rails have, I don't know if I'll provide the quick disconnects, but I'll probably do it. I'll have some DIN rails, I'll have some quick disconnects, I'll have the main power buses, I'll have the power supplies, and I'll have the DC breakers. I will not have any crowbar circuits. There's, again, the 1 5/8" line section that everybody and their brother's been looking for. I've got those. So let me put these over here. I've got several more things I need to put up for sale, but they are not put up yet. Got another big bird meter right here. It's just another one to add to the collection of the ones that I got. I actually sold a few, so those are gone, and whatever, add more to the stock. This is going to be built pretty soon. I'll have a whole build on that here really soon. Got a lot of stuff underway, guys. A lot of stuff coming to works. But yeah, I figured I would show you guys what's going on. Hope you guys are doing well. I've got to go ahead and do a build, so I'm going to do something unique. It's been a minute since I showed you guys anyway. Let me count my slugs real quick while I'm here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. I have 50 slugs, 51 slugs right now. That's what I've got. Sorry, I got a little distracted trying to add that up. So, this is the most pressing job that I've got to get done. Not that he's been rushing or anything like that. It's just that he's pretty much the latest on the list, and I just got to get at least one of these ends done today. This is 7/8 hardline, so you guys will get to see it. I didn't give you guys the special announcement before I started. I normally write it down and put it out there and let everybody see, and you guys are like, oh yeah, cool, 7/8. This will be a surprise for the guys who choose to hang out and check the video out. Oops, sorry. I'm not trying to bump you guys too much over there on TikTok, but it's part of it. So we're going to grab this down real quick. Take this 7/8 hardline and get to work on it. I'm going to back up the meter, or excuse me, the camera real quick for each of you. I think I need to move. I've got pricing on my website for a lot of my bird equipment, but for some of the more specialty stuff, you'll have to message me and just check with me, especially on some of the bigger stuff. Oh, TikTok, how are you guys doing over there? I need to see your guys' camera angle, and I'm not over there yet. So let me look at your guys' view. Let's see if you can see all right. I think I want to pull you guys to the right a little bit, something like this, so you can see me work. I gotta grab the end right here. Up all the parts. Don't lose those. 1, 2, 3. Covers all that. There's paperwork here. Sorry. If you guys got questions, y'all want to know anything on TikTok, y'all feel free to ask. It doesn't hurt my feelings to tell you guys what's going on. I don't know what you guys want unless you guys ask me. Feel free to like the live if you enjoy this stuff. It may be the algorithm will get you guys to come back. If you like it enough, consider following and checking out more of my videos, guys. Gotta pull this coax out of here. Give me just a second. Oh, gosh. What a pain. Whenever you get a big coax like this, it's always a bit of a pain to get everything sorted and straight and worked out. I don't even know if I got all my tools out for this job, but I'm gonna get to work on it anyway, nonetheless. Copy the specialty needs more money. Some of my specialties not too bad. I do try to pass the savings along if I get an opportunity to pass people's savings along. I don't know if I'll share the bird. A couple of the bird dummy loads are getting shipped out via freight. I might take a picture of that and show you guys how that goes. But I don't know. That's more along the sides of the business side, and it's not really. I don't know. It's not tutorial-esque. So a lot of the stuff that I've been shipping out, like I shipped out some stuff to New Zealand. I shipped out some stuff to Canada. I shipped out some stuff to, I don't know. One was Omaha, Nebraska. A few other places too. But you don't think about stuff like that when you're shipping, because it's not that's again, to me, it's like a business kind of thing rather than a hey, I'm showing you guys a tutorial thing. Maybe I guess I could show you guys how I ship, but it doesn't seem like you guys are super interested in the shipping aspect, so I probably won't unless there's like a big demand for it. So we're going to go ahead and cut this flush, get it nice and clean, make it look pretty. We also have to get it cut to the correct angle. So let me go and check down here and see if I've got one of my cutters down here. If I don't, I'm going to be I might be in a pickle, guys, actually. Because I just thought and realized that I left my toolbox, like one of my toolboxes. Not a super important toolbox, but it's got some of my tools in it. I left it at another place, another job site. So, yeah, that's unfortunate, really. Yes, I've got your 25 to 60 right here, and then I've got your 2 to 30 right here. Both would cover your 27 megahertz spectrum. If you want other ranges, of course, I've got more. So yeah, I've got all sorts as far as that's concerned. Yeah, no big deal, and also have it new also. Now, new, that's where the thing you'll start counting the dollar signs up. You'll be like, oh, okay, that's money. Because it is. They are expensive. Let's just say that much. Alright, let's go ahead and line this up. I want to get this cut right here. We're going to get find my razor blade that I hid from myself. It's like a scavenger hunt for me sometimes. I got to find where I put something just so I can keep working. Alright, so there's a high edge right here. Something like that. I can cut a little bit lower than that. Not by much though. I figured out, I don't know how effective it is, but I figured out I can do a cut like that. It's a little bit different than my other cuts that I've done in the past, and it doesn't deform the coax as much. So we'll see how much I complain about that cut in just a second, because I haven't tried it on this wire yet. I did it on my 1 5/8. I did about 9. Here's the thing, y'all missed all that. I did like freaking 9 1 5/8 EIA flanges in a row, and I didn't get to show y'all none of them because I was too busy. Copy that, Barry White. Let's look over here on YouTube, see what you guys got to say. Nobody said anything on YouTube. You guys never talk. If you guys talk, then y'all prove me wrong one day. TikTok. What do you guys got to say? Any questions on TikTok? You guys feel free to come in here and ask, and try to figure out what the heck I'm doing, because that's usually what you guys do. What in the world is this? This is the same as your small stuff. It's just a lot bigger. So for the guys that don't understand, it's the same as this right here. I'm going to play this video and see if I can see what's going on TikTok. Sometimes, for some reason, TikTok videos just don't want to play for nothing. So yeah, cool. You guys can see. That's great. So it's the same as this. It's just a significantly larger connector. That's what she looks like. It'll look like this right here once it's finished, like that right there. And this will look like this. And for you guys on Facebook, I believe you guys can see pretty good. That's what it'll look like. It's not the closest zoom, but I'm going to be jerking this coax all over the place. So I'm not trying to piss you guys off by showing you for a second and then jerking it over here, jerking it over there, and you can't see nothing. So we will keep the camera angles backed off because I'm working on some big wire like this. I'll start swinging it all around and try to cut it. So the way I'll measure this is I get a caliper. The caliper is going to be sitting right up there, so I got to stand up and grab it. I'm going to kind of hold the coax nice and still so I can get settled back up underneath it without bumping you guys over there on TikTok. I got you on a tripod on TikTok, and on Facebook and YouTube, I got you guys on a, what do you call that, a boom? So the boom is isolated. I got TikTok a boom, but it's a cheaper boom, and I don't like it, and it doesn't have the right adapter on it anyway. It's designed for microphones, and I'm just not a fan. I bought it at a guitar store, and I should have knew better whenever I bought it. But I will have another stand for you guys here soon enough. I'd like to combine all you guys together, but it seems to be that the powers above do not want that to happen. They don't appreciate it when you put it all on one platform. For some reason, I don't know why. It's kind of wild to me. It just means more. What would you call it? In my opinion, it would mean more business for all of them because they're all getting content that the others would normally have get by themselves. So I don't know. For me, that's like it's a no-brainer. I'm like, heck yeah, man, I'll take the extra content. Works for me. Free views, cool. It helps my platform out, such and such. That's what I would be if I was Facebook and YouTube and all that crap. But hey, it's not my business. They have other rules they want you to deal with. To be honest, I don't know all of them yet. Is that the high spot? This might not be exactly where I need to cut. I might need to cut a little bit lower, but you guys will see some more TikTok questions, guys. Yes, this is Helix. So this is your inch and 5/8 right here. This is your 7/8 right here. The same stuff I'm working with right here. That's what it looks like on the inside. And then, of course, I showed you guys some of your fluoropolymer wire. This is what people would call a Teflon wire. It's not specifically Teflon, but it is a Teflon wire. It uses a Teflon dielectric. So let's grab another tool real quick and move this project along. Oh, goodness. I'll need that tool soon, actually. Now here comes to be the problem when my toolbox comes in handy, because that tool that I want to use right now is in that toolbox, and I'm not going to be able to use it. So that's frustrating. So what I'm going to do, excuse my coughing. So I'm going to go around and make marks all the way around. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we're going to give it a shot. Move that out the way. So what I like to do on my videos is show you guys common everyday tools that you can use. So you could use just a regular pocket knife like this right here and do the same thing. I just use a little hawk bill. You can also get this booger at Home Depot. This is just a pipe wrench that's been slightly modified. This right here is just a set of pipe cutters. So far the tools I've shown you are pretty easy to get. What's up, Barrett? Hope you're doing well. What's up, Six Pack? Hope you're doing well, man. I seen you hop in here. I don't know if you're still hanging out or not, but hello, hello. And hello, hello over there to everybody on Facebook. If you guys have got questions, y'all feel free to pop in there, and I'll try to hop in and talk back to you guys. It's been a minute since I did some 7/8 wire, I think. No, I did some 7/8 wire the other day, but I did a 7/8 CIA. It's been a minute since I did a LC connector. So this is a connector that a lot of guys like to use. So hopefully it will help you guys out on the process of putting these together, because it is not nearly as straightforward as you would believe it would be, unfortunately, for this specific wire. I'm just going to be quite honest with you. It's going to be one of the more difficult wires you've ever put in if you do not follow my instructions to the T. If you do, then it may be pretty easy, but you will absolutely find that it's more difficult than it's supposed to be when you get to working on this stuff. So we went ahead and started this all the way around. Now we're going to measure and see where we're at for height. This is a little tall. This may end up being a little taller than what I need it to be. We'll see. I don't think so. I think we're going to do pretty good. So I'm going to do something really odd now. So if I tried to slide this on, it won't slide on for nothing. So this is where your main trouble is going to go, because this is originally designed for a previous series of this cable that hasn't been made since 2000 and I think this particular series went out 2011. It could have been 2009 that it went out. Heck yeah, man, doing great for sure. Yeah, thank you for sure, Barrett. Appreciate you too. Six Pack, man. I hope you're doing. Hope you're doing well, man, for sure. Glad to hear it. I'll show you guys here what we're doing next. It's going to be running right down here. I think I might could zoom in a little bit on the view. I'm going to try to play it by ear a little bit longer, well, really play it by eyeball a little bit longer, and see how these views are turning out for you guys as far as like how much I'm moving the wire around and stuff. If I find that I'm able to move the wire a lot less, then I will scoot it on in for sure, because it'll help you guys see what's going on. So if you guys haven't noticed, I have taken the cutting wheel off of one side and I've made it soft. Not completely soft, but just softer on the other side. And now what I'm doing is tightening up little by little this rolling wheel on top of this connection right here. So what it's doing is it's modifying the original design of this coax just a bit more than what it was originally made for. So we're just doing piece at a time. I'm going little by little, going up it. You got to kind of get your bearings right, tighten it up little by little, keep everything nice and straight. Make sure you're not going too aggressive to damage the wire. But what I'm doing is I'm flattening out this corrugation. The reason I'm using this tool is because it's a lot cleaner than using a pair of pliers, which I've done before. You just go around, snap, just set of pliers that can't go below a certain jaw size, and then just flatten it out all the way around. This right here is a lot cleaner and it looks a lot nicer, so that's why I'm doing it. Alright, next we're just working our way on up on this cable. Trying to keep a bit of tension on there so it don't flip-flop around like it's trying to right there. But also you don't want to be too aggressive or it's not gonna damage something. Alright, so it does push in the center conductor a bit, not the center conductor, but the shield a bit on the top. Every other spot except for the very, very tip top is super smooth. But the tip top, of course, is kind of a little bumpy because there's nothing to help it keep its form. So if I didn't flatten this out well enough, I'm gonna actually just do that now. Let's just not even ask. So if I didn't flatten this out, I was gonna go back and redo it, but we're not gonna ask that question. We're just gonna go ahead and redo it. Alright, covers all that. So this is nice. It's still got ridges, but it's a lot flatter than what it was before. And if you look, I don't need to leave that on there just yet. Let me throw this on here. So from here, we've got O-ring number 1, O-ring number 2. This O-ring should go right. And I got 2 different sizes. I don't think this is the right O-ring for this. But I'm going to use it anyway because it don't hurt my feelings none. So throw one O-ring on right there. That might be a little harder to tighten up. And throw the other O-ring on right down here. Right down at the bottom of this piece. So from here, the job is to see, I've got to knock it past this piece right here. I need a piece of wood, but I don't have one. So I'm going to use the plastic part of this knife. Yeah, I just knocked it right past that ridge. That's exactly what I needed it to do. So now it's sitting flush up underneath this rubber seal. I got this rubber seal here, and I'm ready to create my flange right here. The way I do that. What's up, Chuck? Hope you're doing well, 454. Let me go back over to TikTok, see what you guys got to say. Hey, thank you, man, for sure. I appreciate you sharing it. I appreciate you letting people know. That stuff is appreciated for sure. I mean, nobody can see it if nobody knows it's there. So I absolutely appreciate the shares. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate you guys following. I appreciate you guys checking it out. Like there's not a piece about that I don't want to say thank you guys for, because if you guys didn't watch, there wouldn't be people here. Like what is it, 3 weeks ago now, back in Easter, 1 million of you guys watched the dang video of me recording a key down. Great video. I enjoyed the video. But I didn't think 1 million people, or actually at this point in time about 1.5 million people watched it between TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Like that's a crazy number. I don't know. I don't care if you see these mega viral videos with 80 million. Who cares? 1 billion views. I'm not trying to compete with that, but that's nuts. For what we do, which is a highly specialized community, this is extremely good. So yeah, thank you guys for sure. I'm going to pull in a little closer for the guys on Facebook and zoom just a smidge. Hey Chuck, I still got to get your stuff together. I apologize for not getting it already, but it's been a nightmare, man. I am not caught up right now, and I've got to get a bunch of these orders knocked out. So I will have a little bit more information for you here soon. I do apologize for not getting back with you sooner. I've had several guys reach out for quotes and things. And you guys, if y'all can, please bear with me for just a little bit longer, because I'm trying to make sure I get the guys that are waiting in line taken care of in a timely manner, because I am running a little behind schedule. That's why I'm out here working in the middle of the daggum night right now. Now, I work in the middle of the night anyway, but that's why I'm going to be working a little Come on, I need you to come back on, buddy. I really need you. You think that my shop would stay nice and cool with it 52 degrees outside, but it's already getting warm in here now. So I'm throwing my AC back on real quick. But let's build this flange and show you guys how it's done real quick. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate the understanding. 305, waving a hand. Hope you're doing well, man. Heck yeah, man. It's definitely our Papa Smurf. Hope you're doing well, man. Waving a hand at you for sure. Yes, I do. So I can do phase stable cables. I can do what's called a velocity factor cut on cables. So yes, I will full sweep. I've got a full VNA over there. That's my 3 gigahertz VNA right there. I've got my Bird Signal Hawk. I believe it goes to, I think it's 2 gig or so. I don't remember. Then I've got my little single port right here. It's a Rig Expert. Does about 600 megahertz right there. And then I've got a 1.5 gigahertz Rig Expert right there. So yeah, I've got all the tools to be able to do the things that I need to do to test my wires. So yeah, I go a little bit further than most people do. All right. So this, I go all the way up to, of course, I know if you said cell phone tower climber, yeah, it's right here. Yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with that. I've done plenty of 1 5/8. I'm sure you're familiar with, let me show you these little, I got one that's cut down over here, so I don't have a complete one to show you. I guess I can show you this one. I'm sure you're familiar with that one. Oh yeah, TikTok, I'm sorry. Over here, familiar with that one. But yeah, that's what I do. I don't just do coax. I do bird meters. I do towers. As far as not commercial, I do have some commercial tower too, actually. I've got about 300 foot of commercial tower. I've got about 100 and something foot of RON 45. Probably about 80 or 90 foot of RON 25. I'll have some more, but I just, at this point in time, this is just what I got. You got to be careful right here because it's nice and sharp. So this is something you got to be extra careful dealing with, because it's just, it'll bite you real quick. And here you are working with a cable and you got a nice slice in your hand. 1/2 inch end, yeah, for sure. I got plenty of ends. I got some ends on the bird meter over there. Yeah, I got a bunch of ends. There's an end right there. There's an end elbow right there. So yeah, ends not as much used in mine, but I definitely can still use them for sure if people have a need or a desire for them. I did some surplus pickup from old T-Mobile sites. I did a lot of the decom. I picked up a lot of the decoms for them, so I got a bunch of those cabinets from the old T-Mobile ones. So if you guys if you know anybody that wants some of those, like Doomsday Prepper cabinets, you can use it for Wi-Fi, like local IP stuff, doing your own like internet service, your ISP Broadcom stuff. If you're doing like a little nodes, it can be little nodes for you with backup power and everything. There, I got a bunch of them cabinets. I think I got 34, 35 of them cabinets. But yeah, I did. I can say you probably got me on height on tower climbing. I think the highest I ever climbed was about 150 foot. I haven't really had a need. I've got a full Saha harness. I think that's how you say it. That I've climbed with, but I don't really. There's not many guys who get their towers registered with the FAA, so you don't see too many guys that run over 200 foot that I've dealt with personally. Now, I'm not a tower climber, don't claim to be, don't want to be, but I have the equipment to climb one if I needed to. Like I've climbed mine, showed you guys how to trust your harness and stuff like that on a live on YouTube somewhere and Facebook somewhere. I think YouTube's the only one not deleting stuff. Hey, heck yeah, man. Copied all the two-way guys in Oklahoma. That's pretty cool, for sure. There's Yeah, I guess those could be used as repeater cabinets too. But yeah, I got a bunch of them. I sold one of them to to some guys for a repeater cabinet. Another guy was looking at them for some repeater cabinets, but then I just kind of lost interest in dealing with it. Most guys just wanting to build repeaters. Not all guys. There's definitely plenty of them that's cool. But there's several guys that I've talked to personally that's getting into building repeaters, and they have these lofty goals of building this super nice, redundant, built-in, fancy repeater, and they've got the budget of a walkie-talkie. And I'm like, I'm not a guy who's like really worries too much about money, because those cabinets that I'm selling are not that expensive. I think they're between $250 and $500 a cabinet. And they're like $38,000 cabinets to begin with. But whenever somebody starts talking to you about, oh well, I need to come check them out, and then I'll look at them and see if I think I might want them, and when can you meet me? Can you meet me in the middle of the day sometime? And here I am, I'm working, man. I got stuff I got to do, and this is not to be mean to anybody, but I don't know how to say it, but it's just not worth the time. It's not worth the effort. It's not worth the... Unless somebody's picking up a bunch of the cabinets or willing to work with my schedule, then it's just not worth me selling them. So I'm literally about to decom them completely. And just them boogers about to go to scrap. I hate to say it, I'm a big time advocate for like saving stuff and trying to repurpose it, doing whatever you can. They're cool, like full outdoor cabinets that you could use for a whole solar system, a standalone solar system. There's all kinds of stuff you could use them for, but I don't have the time nor the energy to market and all that stuff. It's just part of it. All right, sorry guys, I'm a little tangent talking. Yeah, copied it. No, they're the Delta cabinets, the old Delta cabinets. I got 42s. 54s and 72s. So I got a bunch of the old Delta cabinets right now. Alright, so what I've got to do next is the center conductor. I'll show you how this works. We have to, again, we're working on a retrofit because LC connector is a very obscure connector. It's used in military a lot, but it's not used in some of these newer connectors. It's just not they don't make any of them for it. So I have to do some retrofits. Alright, so I need 1, I need some heat. 2, I need some water. Where's some water at? Oh. Sure is. Oh, that's me. Copy, that's you. Yeah, man, I again, this is not to dog or say anything bad about anybody who doesn't have money. It's all power to you. But I was always acutely aware whenever I was in any financial situation. If I was trying to lowball or trying to get something for a lesser value than what something's worth, I tried to bring some sort of value to that deal in some way. So the value I would bring was I would either come really fast and bring cash. I would either meet at whatever time they're available. I would either drive a longer distance to try to convince them to do the sale. Like I would try to accommodate them in some way, and not try to get them to accommodate me in every way. It's just, especially when you see something significantly below what it would normally cost. And then some, especially with the guys that are super cheap already. There's some of them guys, you're not going to try to talk them down. They're already cheap enough. Let's leave it alone. So, that's kind of how it goes. 93, Central Cal, waving. Hope you're doing well. Good night. Hope you're doing well, honey. 305, man, I waved at you earlier, I think. I'm pretty sure. Hello, YouTube. You guys are always quiet again. Hey, Yutaka. Arigato. Thank you. I need to remember my Japanese words, and I don't. I got arigato. Arigato gozaimasu means thank you very much in Japanese. So we need to. I think I learned. I think Yama is shut up or something. I could be wrong on that. And then I don't remember what other words I learned in Japanese. Not too many of them. Not super well versed there. So we need to grab another little post. It's going to be over here. Let me let this heat up and get some heat to it real quick. I'll hold this up. And I got to grab one more connector underneath here. I got a big old gigantic pile of stuff. Alright, see this little tap, this little bar? That little bar is going to get me what I need here in just a minute. It's going to get hot on my finger here in a minute, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Copy the easy, don't mess with people because you know your budget. Yeah, I mean, it like I said, everybody's got their own place for sure. There's absolutely deals that could be made if you found the right person that's especially willing to work with you. Like I'm absolutely willing to help, like some guys who have like this. Like if you wanted to buy a bunch from me or something like that over time, I would work with somebody on stuff like that. Like if you wanted to. If it was going to help a community of people that was going to support me in the future, then I would probably do something like that. Like, there's a lot of different reasons that I would try to help other people. Of course, it's a business, so I have to do it to some degree for my own benefit, because otherwise, if I did everything for free, then I would not have a business anymore. So that's why I do these tutorial videos. I show you guys how to build this wire. I show you guys how to do it yourself. You can always buy the wire from me and then build it little by little as you go. And then it just gives you more of a chance of making stuff work in a way that you want to. So now, what I've got to do is line this up real quick. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to tighten this up just a little bit. Went ahead and pulled this out real quick just so I can tighten up just a smidge. There we go. Alright, so try not to burn my finger. Oh no! This is tough. Whoop, 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 whoop. This is, again, probably one of the more difficult wires to get something done on. I'm going to try to just do this with the pliers because it's not going to do it by hand. Not very well, at least. At least got it started. Now I can. Nope, not quite. So, if I was smart, then what I would do is I'd drill and tap this. But I didn't think about that until literally just now after doing a bunch of these. So, in the future, what I can do is I can actually solder this out. I can drill and tap, and then I can just thread this in and lock it into place, and then just solder it whenever it's finally on. So I'm going to slide this down while it's hot. All right. This works like a guide. See how that screw is slightly crooked. So now I gotta whop this booger on. I'm gonna use something rubber on the back side. Alright, let's go ahead and add a little bit of lubricant right here so you guys can see what's going on. Hey, Rescue Whitey 8 ACD from Indonesia, waving a hand. Hope you guys are doing well. Ah, cool. Run across AVA connectors all the time. I can't give them away. Yeah, sure. I mean, shack's full of commercials and ham, VHF, mobile, and handhelds, and some UHF. Copy that for sure. Let me see what Yukata said real quick. See if I can get this thing translated. Let me translate. Sorry, Yukata, I can't see what you said. It won't let me know. Whatever. Yeah, I do a bunch of these. There's very few that I actually end up buying from a lot of the telecom guys because the end connectors and stuff are not useful. But there's always others that I have use for. So feel free to message this page if you got some extras and stuff like that. I always, like I said, I'm always looking for new stuff for sure. I will always entertain it. Now, whether or not I buy it or not, I don't know. But I will. I buy a lot of stuff. Let's just say that much. So again, this is a very unique connector. This is not something that's readily available on the market. I had to retrofit something to make this work. Got to run this down just a little bit to get it to bite. Just get something rubber just to start this. And I'm going to try to start it a little bit in reverse so I can get the thread started the right way. It's kind of hard to grab though, so let's try it over here. Whatever, let's just try to start it real quick. If that don't work, then again, I'll try to start it in reverse again. These are, again, notoriously difficult because I'm doing a retrofit on them. Okay, it worked. Okay, here's the scary part. A lot of you guys will get scared about when you put a connector like this on. The goal from this point is to do your very best to pull that connector off. So pull as hard as you can and try to, I mean, maybe not as hard as you can, but just pull it extremely hard and try to pull that connection off. Don't give yourself a hernia or nothing, but just work with it. Got to turn my little fan on down here because I'm getting a little hot again. My AC's doing a poor job at keeping me cooled off. So yeah, that's an LC connector on a 7/8 cable. You wouldn't want to put an LC connector on some engine 5/8 like this because you can obviously see you'll derate the connector. So what you want to do on some engine 5/8, is to go up something like an inch and 5/8 CIA flange. So let's move on and figure out what else I can get done today. Hey man, absolutely. Thank you for sure. I'll appreciate the follow. I appreciate the product. I'll shoot you some money. Shoot, I don't care. It don't hurt my feelings none. May not be a ton, but shoot, I'll definitely shoot you something. I ain't letting you sending me nothing for absolutely free. We ain't doing that. But I would appreciate it for sure. I'm always game to get stuff like that. All right, so I'm gonna check and see who else is in here. Elliptical. No waveguide, not too much. So I don't do a whole lot with waveguide. Wave in a hand, 641. Hope you're doing well out of Mississippi. 178. Hope you're doing well over there for sure. High voltage. I think I said hello to everybody on Facebook. YouTube, you guys are cool, but man, you guys don't say nothing. All right, so let's move on. Let's look at my list real quick. I'm gonna look on the computer here. I've got a whole. No, keep me signed in. Don't do that. I need to look at my orders real quick. This connector, this customer wants. He's getting this right here. He's getting the RG400 jumper, but he's only getting an 8-foot piece. He's getting another. Is he getting another one? I don't know where the other one is. I think he wanted to add another one, but I don't know if I ever did or not. I think I did. I think he's getting 2 8-foot pieces of RG400 with a PL259 on one end. He's getting some LC connectors. This right here is going to be his right here. He's also buying the single line section right here. What else is he getting? I'm going to do the other end, but I'll do that a little bit later. It's a lot of work doing one of these. So I'm just going to throw, I think, 2 pieces of RG400 together. Let me try to look up a ticket real quick. Give me just 1 second, guys. I don't want you guys to hate me, but the last thing I want to do is not give somebody what they paid for. So I don't want to be that guy. So let's go to... Look. Typed his name in on the wrong one. So yeah, I guess I can show you guys on TikTok since you guys were talking about some HF rigs. So some of my HF stuff is going to be up here. So you can see the waterfall over there. There's the Apache Labs right there. You can go up higher, and there is the 950 SDX right there. But yeah, that's a couple of the things that I've got there. And then I guess for Facebook, let you guys see. There's the Apache Labs right there, and there's the 950 SDX right there. So, again, my bench is a mess. Forgive me, but we're working on it. We're getting there, guys. So I want to show you how this connects. This will screw right into here to this connection right here. This will tighten up just like that. And this will have its whole connection right here. So that's going to have... He's already got a custom connection that he got from me on his antenna that'll take him straight to LC. So I got to build another LC on the other end, and then this job will be complete for this gentleman right here as far as this aspect goes. I had been selling these, but I think I'm just gonna sell it. It's whatever, it's fine. So that covers all that. That's how this is going to be. I'm going to move this harness out of my way because it's a big harness and it's going to be in my way. So let's move on to some RG400. Let you guys see what that stuff is. Oh, I got to do my puzzle real quick. My live's going to end in 4 minutes. Oh, Lord. There we go. I passed the puzzle. It won't kill my live now. Alright. So give me just 1 second, guys. I gotta run out and grab this real quick, and then I'll cut some wire for you guys. show you guys how to do something pretty neat. I've done a few of these before, but I'll do another one on the camera so you guys can see what it is. Oh, that was risky. I almost hit my computer. A little measuring tape. Believe it or not, I like this better than my Milwaukee's for what I'm about to do. So there's another ticket right here. That was $2.19. What was that ticket for? No, we're done with that one. Okay, this guy's orders are complete. I'll have to contact him later and see if he ordered anything extra. If he did, then I'll get it out to him. But for now, this should be it. So he wanted about messed up. Measure this one more time. I gotta vacuum in my shop again. It's an absolute nightmare. I got some of this oil dry stuff. Where is it at? There it is. There, I'll cut him a little bit extra. More than what he asked for. Again, this is RG400. This is a very low friction coefficient wire. I'm building this for this specific customer as a set of sample line. So if you guys didn't know, a bird meter runs a 30 microampere or 100 microampere, depends on which type of line section it is. Sample line off of it. And what that sample line does is samples through a directional coupler the amount of RF power flowing one direction or another direction. So the way I'll do this, I'll show you guys TikTok first. So yes, this is an SDR. So if you look up here to the left, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but you can always look it up. I'll show you guys. Oh no, that's a terrible view on TikTok. Whatever. If you go up past the 4 gigahertz transmitter tester, that right there is an Apache Labs right there. So it is a full transmitter. You can do all kinds of stuff back there. But yeah, let's change the angle of this video. Zoom out just a smidge for you guys on TikTok so you guys can see pretty well. What about Facebook? How are you guys seeing? You guys are seeing pretty good. We're good. Oh. Okay. One and two. So I think what I'm probably going to go ahead and do is, rather than do this preemptively, I'm going to do it proactively. So we're going to do this a little different. I have completely 7300 in Kenwood. ICOM not completely TS440. Do you have an SDR running that? What's on the screen to your side? So there's two. That's the same screen. There's just repeated on the screen. So that's the Apache Labs is what that is. So yes, it is a SDR is what it is. It's just a little bit more advanced than your little SDR play. So you can just look up Apache Labs Anon. That's what you'd want to look up for what that device is. Alright, so the bad thing is Apache Labs is people don't even know what the heck that is most of the time. Even though it's one of the nicer SDRs you can get. Alright, hope you guys are doing well on Facebook over there. You guys you're fading fast on me. I need some more activity, guys. The more you guys talk, the better off it is for me. So I'm going to grab another line section real quick. I need that as a guide. So it doesn't matter if I grab a single line section or a dual line section. I'll go ahead and get one. And then I'm going to grab another reducer real quick. Or ring, excuse me. Not a reducer, but just one of these. I'll put it back later. So now I'm going to get my handy dandy fancy little Dremel tool. I have to find an attachment for it. So luckily for you guys, I have an entire drawer full of attachments, so I won't have to go looking so hard. Is that the one I want to use? I guess. It's not really the right one, but I got one with metal. Metal! There we go. So, I could probably use something else, but I'm just going to use this one because it's mine and I own it. There we go, you can go away. Next is you. Alright. That one's done. Safety glasses time, so let me go grab them. They're over here. Do not forget your safety glasses. You will absolutely guaranteed at one time or another get some crap in your eyeballs. Don't watch what you're doing. If you're not careful, that crap in your eyeballs will make you lose that eyeball. So, yeah. Just get your safety glasses. It's not worth it. Now, I got a bunch of crap to talk, but I can't find both of my sets of safety glasses that I used over the weekend. But because I'm such a pack rat, I've got about 4 more sets over here. So I'm going to go get my other set of safety glasses. Just use them. I got some of the old school ones. I wouldn't say they're old school, they're just, I never use them. I got another set that's got a bit better coverage, but if you don't have it right there in front of you to use it, then you can't really talk about having it, because if you ain't using it, it ain't worth nothing. Alright. Alright, if you guys haven't seen this done before, this is just to show you how. I need to go a little further than this. This is not quite enough. Technically it is, but it's not. So we're going to go a step further. Not super new. I've done this for a lot of years. That shows you how it goes. It finishes that connection up. Now I've got to remove this from this connection here. So, time to get to work here. Cheapest SDR, extremely wideband. I mean, the wider bandwidth you go, the less gain you have. So it's really hard to say. Ideally, you want to pick an antenna that has resonance in multiple bands, because then you would have more gain off the setup. If you picked an antenna that has a flat response of gain from, say, 0 to 600 megahertz or 0 to 160 megahertz, then the gain is going to be absolutely crazy terrible. So it's hard to say, to be honest. I'm not sure what I would suggest. I haven't played with an antenna that would go from one end of the spectrum to the other. Hello, hi, Apollo. Hope you're doing well, man. Waving a hand. So, let's go ahead and get to work and get some more stuff accomplished here. So, I'm going to do something a little bit different right here. This is going to have to get cut to right there. If I had a guide, I'll just guide it off of this one right there. And now I need a razor blade right here. So I'm trying to finish this one customer's order somewhat, at least, and show you guys some more content all the same at the same time. Let me know if the camera angle is close enough for you guys on TikTok. Hope you guys are seeing it well enough. I appreciate all the likes. You guys are awesome. It's absolutely helpful for sure. It's appreciated. I'll say that much. Thank you guys on Facebook for hanging out. Thank you guys for checking out and seeing what's going on. Thank you guys on YouTube. Thank you everybody for sure. Copy the 7 megahertz to 900 megahertz. Yeah, it's a bit of a spectrum for sure. I would look into some of the Uniden Bearcat scanners and look at their recommended antennas that they would use, and then use that same concept for your SDR receiver. That's what I would go for. So look into the Bearcat scanners and see what kind of antenna they suggest for like some of the nicer setups. And even if you don't see any official recommendations, go to YouTube and check on these guys. Look at the trunking, the full setup Bearcat scanners, and look and see what scanner they recommend. What antenna they recommend. So that's kind of what I would try to shoot for. See what you could use. Alright. I know some guys that use some really big beverage antennas for receivers, and that's what they use for their whole setup. They've got 20 acres dedicated to beverage antennas. So I would say that's probably one of the best receiving antennas, because one of the biggest guys out there uses that. Not the biggest, but like most well known with the most RF knowledge that I would trust. I talked to lots of engineers, or have talked to in my time, lots of engineers, and there's not a whole lot that I would put a lot of my faith into. There's some that I would respect in their respective fields, but not to be super disrespectful. But their field is not necessarily the field that I work in. So let's just say their advice is limited in some areas on how well they could help. I'll leave it at that, I guess. So let's heat this up. Yeah, I've actually spoken, and this is, again, not to get super, I don't want to dwell on the subject too much, but I've actually spoken with a few electrical engineers, and they started really, really prideful, let's just say, and that pride didn't really get them anywhere in the conversation, let's just say that much, because, I mean, you're talking about two different fields. They understand a bit of reactance and resonance, and they understand that, but they don't understand, like, just RF theory in general. You got to get a little deeper to get into RF theory. Or it's a different field. It's just not the same thing. Let's just say that much. I need a pair of pliers, and I have them in my toolbox. So, no, I didn't. Ta-da! This is my handy-dandy little set of pliers. I don't know why I use these. You could get another set of just little Nipex pliers just like this, and they'd work just fine. But I don't know. I just like them, and I've gotten used to them. So this is what I use. Any 2 pair of pliers will do this job. Now, if you guys want to get me back to the actual tutorial videos where I'm solely talking about how to build a wire and how to put those ends together, then I will absolutely do that in the future for you guys. There's not been a lot of call for it, so I haven't done as many of those videos, but I'm happy to move back to that if that's something you guys think you guys think that you like walk you through every step, walk you through how to solder, and things like that. Hey, heck yeah, 100 Acre Farm's a good little spot for sure, man. A lot of stuff you can do with 100 acres. Yeah, you'd be surprised, or at least I was surprised, at how prevalent ranching is in Hawaii. I didn't know that was a thing, really. And here we were, going around the daggone Big Island, and apparently they were talking about the Hawaiian cowboys were more prevalent before the American West actually was. And that was a surprise. Uh-oh, I'll line that up a little bit better. Let me just get this. Come on. Alright. Sorry, that was a weird tangent about the Hawaii stuff. Just something I thought of. We were on a little tour out there, and not like a drive. It was like a self-guided tour, and that was it was pretty interesting, fun fact. Yeah. All right. So you guys know this is a sample line. So this replaces your normal bird sample line right here, and this goes in place of that, and you build a split feet on this end, and that's what I'm going to do real quick for this customer, and this harness will be complete. I've also got to get them, let's look at their order one more time real quick. Yeah, around here that's a lot of acreage, because we're not like hobby farmland. We're like super fertile land up in the hills. We're over towards yeah, I heard all kinds of stuff about them for sure. Heck yeah, man, shoot. Appreciate you, Fuji. If you need anything, just let me know anytime. Yeah, I learned a lot about them. It was cool, man, for sure. Hope you're doing well there, Fuji. Alright, let me check out this order real quick. Give me just 1 second. I gotta look at this guy's name. I gotta read his ticket and make sure I got everything. So it's hard trying to get everything right. So I gotta do one more connector on the other end. That's fine. I've got to get this piece right here. I've got to do the split feet on this end, so that's already done. I got the single line section. I got the 2 ends. Holy crap, I'm almost done with this order. So, man, I got to work. All right, so we'll show you guys how to build a split feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab a bird movement. So I'll show you guys how this works. So let's go ahead and grab a bird movement. I set one over here earlier, I think. I got one right here I could use. So, Bird does it a couple different ways, but I'll show you what they do. They use some RG58. I'm not a fan of RG58. You won't catch me using that stuff for nothing. But they just use a very short shield wire and just a little bit longer hot wire. I'm just going to split it like a Y rather than the way they split it, but you're welcome to split it their way. It doesn't hurt my feelings none. I got plenty of battery for TikTok. No, I do not have good battery for TikTok. Give me just a second. Sorry, TikTok. I almost let you guys die and fall out into oblivion. You wouldn't get to hang out and see the live. Alright, cool. You guys are on a super fast charger now, so we should be groovy for a while. Chargers, so we got 20,000 milliamp, 15,000 milliamp hours left, so we should charge the battery 2 or 3 times over, so that should be fine. So I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit for TikTok, something like that. Facebook's already at a good angle. What else you say, Fuji? Love all my lives, very, very informative. I do appreciate it, man, for sure. I try to make these things as, one, as interesting as possible, but also as useful as possible. That's the goal with my lives. Sure, I could make more money if I hid how to do split feeds, and I didn't show you guys how to solder ends, and I told you guys to get me to do it all, and I could finish the harness for you, and such, make it blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, sure, I could be that way, but there's other people who do that. I mean, I like to be, if possible, a net positive for the hobby, and that's for any sort of enthusiast to RF. I've got guys that try to limit me in every area, and I don't try to be mean to anybody, but I don't want to be limited. I want to be a net positive for the commercial RF industry, for the telecom industry, for the broadcast industry, for the ham industry, for the CB industry. I don't care what you operate. If you operate something that produces RF radiation, you're my customer, and I appreciate you, and I will try to help show you how to put this stuff together, show you how to build it, show you how you can do it with regular everyday tools. That's why I do these videos. Now, what I won't tolerate is one side or the other trying to bash the other, and that's got to stop at some point in time in the future. We've got to hopefully eliminate that. If you want to talk about the HF guys, there's definitely some that's just conceited and disrespectful and rude and so on and so forth, and that's how it's going to be. There's also guys in the specific parts of the mono band. They don't want to get on different frequency other than the frequency they're on, like 80 meter or 2 meter guys. Like there's dead set guys that won't move from those frequencies that get even more rude and disrespectful. There's 11 meter guys that get rude. There's truckers that get rude. I mean, it's just about trying to come together as a community and try to benefit each other. There's nobody on, let's just say there's been like this big attack on freaking Channel 6 guys. And if anybody doesn't know what a Channel 6 guy is, I mean, it is what it is. These guys, they literally mind their own business. They talk on one frequency. They hang out on that frequency. They don't move away from that frequency. They don't bother anybody else. They don't affect anybody else. Very few of them actually have any sort of real interference. There's, of course, always some, but you can say that in the HF community, too. What is it? God, I can't remember the daggone frequency where people act like idiots. It's like 7200 or something like that. I don't remember. Some frequency. Cussing on the radio all day long and cursing at people and all kinds of stuff. Don't call out call signs or nothing. So there's disrespectful people everywhere. Just don't let one bad one make you ruin it for a whole community. Sorry, weird rant, but when that millions plus people saw that video, there was always some idiots out there wanting to complain because somebody goes out there for once a year for an 8-hour period, and over the course of that 8-hour period, maybe transmit a total of 10 minutes. Like, that's the craziest thing in the world to hate and to be disrespectful to. These guys ain't bothering nobody. Waving a hand, 955 Indiana. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate the gift, whatever that was. I apologize for not seeing it. Yukata! Arigato. Appreciate you, Yukata. I need to remember some more words for yukata. I got, I know of a few. There's umami, means super, like, tasty, fresh, good. There's, man, I've got to remember my Japanese words for yukata. I never learned a bunch of them, but it's always cool to be able to communicate with people you don't normally get the chance to. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and show you how to split this off the rest of the way. So we'll go ahead and get to work. Copy the having withdrawals from no skip. Yeah, they said the whole band was quiet earlier today. I need to grab 2 terminals to put on here. So let me find what I need. Too small. It's going to be bigger than that. So we're going to want not a number 6, but a number 8 at a minimum, or a number 10. So we'll check a number 8 and see if that'll work. So it looks like a number 8 goes on top of this just fine. So anybody who's looking for a terminal to fit without having to do a bunch of washers, a number 8 will do it. Alright. Alright, Copy, you did talk to Europe. I thought I heard some other guys on another frequency earlier, but I was just scrolling the band. But yeah, maybe one of these days we'll stop the hate across the spectrum. But I don't know. Maybe we'll work it out. The next event I should be going to, I think, if all goes well, I'm going to be headed to Dayton. So I'll go to the Hamfest in Dayton. For the guys that want to check that out, I'll be doing a live on that. Then the next event after that is probably going to be in July. I'll be going to another key down, so you guys will get to see that again. For the guys that enjoyed that. And then I'll be going to another swap meet in October, but there's several more that's going to happen in between in August that I should be going to. There's some September. I think there's a September one too that I'll be going to. So, if I was smart, I would have put some heat shrink on this before I crimped that down. But that's what happens when you're not smart and you don't make good decisions. So now I got to find a different piece of heat shrink over this. I've got a pile of heat shrink over here, so let's see if I can use one of these. It's a little large for this application, but it is what it is. I'll use it. Hello, Fabio. Hope you're doing well. A guy named Fabio just hopped in the live. Alright, so if you guys got any other questions, like I said, on any Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, feel free to say anything you like. Catch you later, 955. Yeah, I've got to get caught up on this order. That's the only reason I'm going to be out here for a little while longer. But we will be calling it a night here sometime soon. Probably the next, I'll probably, I don't know, we may go ahead and finish this 7/8 wire just so I can be done with it. I want to be finished with this order if possible. I don't know if I'll go that far. I may do something else. But I'm bound and determined I'm going to get caught up. I'm behind because of the rain, because of soccer season ending and things like that. That's just been extra taxing on me. I've also been doing another project, a personal project on the weekends. Been wearing me out. Sometimes when I get behind, I'll do like pull a Friday or something like that, and I have not been able to pull a Friday in a while now. So it's I appreciate the orders. Thank you guys for all the business. I appreciate the inquiries. I appreciate the things you guys would like. But man, it's just sometimes it's I'm a little bit more than a one-man operation now, but I'm mostly one-man operation. It's hard to keep up, to be honest. It really is. It's difficult getting all the orders done. I'm usually about 2.5 weeks out. Currently, I'm about 3.5 weeks right now, but if all goes well over the next couple days, then my 3.5 weeks is going to turn into about a week and a half. But it all depends on today, tomorrow, and Thursday. So this split feed is finished. You see how it's done? You put it on this connection right here. It's lined up. Split feed is protected and isolated. I've got to do a little bit more to it. I'm going to throw a little bit of solder on it just because I can. But that's how it looks right there. The solder is overkill. You don't have to do for 30 microamperes. You don't have to do anything more than a crimp. But I'm going to go ahead and solder it just because I'm here. So my mat can take this temperature. Don't do this on like your normal mat at your house or something like that. Just keep it isolated and separated from your mat, because you will burn it. All right. That's complete. We're all done. We went ahead and soldered it and went a little step further. So that is a bird sample line right there is what that is. That'll go to his line section and we'll go from there. Postulations, Jaime? I don't know how you say Jaime, if that's correct or not. Hello, hello. Hope you guys are doing well on YouTube. Had good step most of the day. It was really clean, no noise level. Heck yeah, that's great. Having a low noise floor is always nice, for sure. Alright. So, I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the gifts, guys. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next order. I've got to do that order, but we're going to call it on that one. We're going to go to the next one real quick. So next order is going to be this one right here. This order is actually mostly done. Let me check and see if I have to do it. This order is the bird. This order is a piece of 393. Is that piece of 393 done? 393 is not done. I need to get that done. What else do I need to do? This one's some already finished. No, I got to do 2 more RG400 jumpers. This one's another 105 foot of 1/2 inch flex. This one right here, I got to ship that one out. This one's a short piece of 1/2 inch flex. This one is another movement. That's a triple bird setup. And there's another split feed. So I have 4 split feeds to do. We'll make Tuesday a split feed day. I'm going to go ahead and finish up some 1/2 inch flex. That's what we'll go ahead and do for you guys. show you guys how this works. So next is going to be half-inch flex. So if you guys haven't seen what that stuff is, I'll show you in just a moment. Oh gosh. Okay guys, I'm coming back. Hang on. I have to put this I have to put that bird split feed with that bird piece. So we have one piece of half-inch flex that is already done. This one's complete. I went ahead and did this one. So we have another jumper of half-inch flex that we're doing right here. I'll get that one done shortly. We have another longer piece right here. Let me find some cutters real quick. Of half-inch flex right here. So this is all the half-inch flex I got to get done. I finished one, got to finish the other, and then got to do another short one. So I'll be showing you guys some more videos on these soon. I got two more ends. They're going to be over here in this bin. Let me go grab them. So let's get to work. One. There's two. Okay. Whew. One. There. Two right there. If you guys are not familiar, this is what's called a 7/16 DIN connector. It looks like this right here. Looks like this right here. This is a completed harness, so I'm going to set it to the side. I still have to do one piece on it, but then it'll be 100% done after that. Oh, I don't know if that was smart or not, but there we go. This is Andrew, yes. So Andrew half-inch flex. Hello from the Black Gold State. Waving a hand, Wildcat. Hope you're doing well, man. Apologize for, if you're the same Wildcat with Cletus, I apologize for not getting back with you soon enough. But man, it's just been a nightmare. I'm trying to catch up on my orders. And man, we gotta get this half-inch flex done. I've gotta get this, I gotta get 3 split feeds done. And I may have another if we're talking about the same one. So what we like to do is we like to take, we went ahead and put this on right here. I'm going to do this a little different. Normally I'll put this on the other side, but I'm going to put it up a little higher right here so that I don't accidentally put 2 of these on here. I want to be able to see it and know it's there and to remember about it. Uh-oh. Don't want to be doing all that. Seven. So from there, we'll just go around. So it leaves very little extra residue. And then we cut it with razor blade here. Copy that, tater head. Telling me to go to bed. Can't believe you. You underestimate the fact that it may be late over here. Appreciate you hopping in, Taterhead. Appreciate you hopping in, Wildcat. Thank you, Yukata. Appreciate your interest for sure. Had several others from out of the country hop in. Thank you guys from Indonesia. The other ones hopping in, saying hello. I know the majority of the guys who follow me and watch me are in the U.S., but definitely appreciate the overseas guys for sure, too. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I've done just a few of these. I wouldn't say that I'm the absolute best, but I definitely have done my fair share of them. I don't want to speak more on a pride situation more rather than a I have enough confidence in what I'm doing to know that I'm doing it the right way, and I've tested it enough times and confirmed it enough times to believe that is true. But I always try to go back and check myself. I always test each wire, make sure they're all right and everything's done properly. Right here, this is a helical pattern, so what we're going to try to do is make sure, or spiral helix, we're going to try to make sure the beginning start of our basically helix is not compromised in any way. Luckily it's not even deformed in any way, so that's pretty cool. That means whenever I put this connection on, it will not have much trouble, if any at all. Also, you want to clear out any extra shield that's getting closer to the dielectric to break down the dielectric strength, because you don't want to have a wire that's rated at 7,000 at HF and then have it fail at significantly lower numbers. That's just because you didn't properly build it. So just be careful when you're putting stuff together. Just make sure you maintain dielectric spacing. That's one of the biggest keys. And then also watch out for any high current and high voltage nodes. The way you do that is make sharp edges or make poor terminations. All right, so now, well, whatever. It's more than I wanted to put on there, but it's all right. It won't hurt nothing. Right. So from here, what I use normally is going to be this tool right here. 7mm right here, go a little bit further. There we go. Lock that into place. From there, we've already deburred. We want to go ahead and add around the O-ring right here. It's O-ring. Want to add a little bit of lubricant from here. If you guys got questions, y'all feel free to ask. It does not hurt my feelings to walk through for you guys. So from there, here's the test. Try to pull this connection off. If you can't pull it off like this, then it's fine. Alright, that end is done. So now is some more small coax. I'm going to get some more small coax done just to kind of move forward. I'll show you guys some, I don't know what I'll do. We'll look and see what's left over here. We'll need to work on more of them. I could do another 1/2 inch flex, but to be quite honest, I am don't have the most energy at the moment, so we've got to hit this hard. We got to get this stuff done. But after a while, you do get tired. So this one's got one end. I'm not worried about redoing it. Ready, and that one's finished. I already got one done. Huh, okay. So I'll set these over here. Add 1, 2, 3 more to finish. So I'll just finish these up. I need to move this bird meter movement back over here because I don't need it for this anything else. I'll be building a nice bird meter setup here pretty soon, guys, for you guys to see. It's going to be a cool one. Nothing crazy special or nothing, but definitely will be pretty neat. Pretty neat. You guys don't get to see. I've built a smaller one than this before, but this one's a bigger one that I'll have built here soon. We'll get these two done. This bench is killing me here. So I'm not going to need these tools for this job. I'll need this. I won't need this Gigantor flathead right here. I'll put that away. I won't need these needle nose, so I'll put them away real quick. I won't need those. Well, that's fun. Where the heck's those at? There it goes, right there. I will need this, probably. I'll need this. I will not need this or this. This needs to go on that other piece. Let's just set it right there for now. I won't need that. Alright. More questions, you guys feel free to ask. I will need some of this right here. Let's put this on my soldering iron. You guys on TikTok will see. You guys on Facebook will miss out. I feel so sorry for you guys on Facebook. Missing out on watching me putting the solder roll in the spool. So special. No, it's alright. We'll figure out something in the future. I got some guys trying to convince me to do a Patreon right now. I don't know if I'll do one in the future as of right now, but in the future I might. I might dial back a little bit of the technical information on these lives and get a little bit more technical in the Patreon stuff in the future. If you guys like the idea of that, then definitely kind of put it forward and tell me to do it. If you guys want to keep the status quo for a while longer, we'll keep it going like it is. I'm not too awful concerned about it one way or the other. Alright. No, it's not, because coaxes have been my nemesis for a long time. Well, check out these videos. This is literally what I do in these videos. I show you guys how to build this stuff. Now, don't look at one type of coax and assume that you can build all coax the same way. That's not the case. You just saw me put some 1/2" flex together, and I'm going to put some RG400 together, and they're going to be completely different the way I build them. This is a double braided silver plated copper shield, and in order to get that double braid out, you can pick it out by hand, or you can use handy dandy little pick. This pick does come in handy, and it does work well. Thank you guys for all the likes. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I appreciate you guys. You guys are cool. You guys don't have to give me anything. I don't. It's not necessary. If it comes out of your pocket and you have to spend money for it, please don't do it. Because I'm trying to. I don't want to feel like I'm taking money out of your guys' pocket to be able to, for you guys to get information, because this is cool. Now, Patreon will be a different thing. Maybe in the future we'll go a little bit more in depth with stuff, and go more like stopping everything I'm doing and talking about specific subjects that people want to talk about. And I won't really be able to do that. Stop my work, stop everything that I'm doing, and have a discussion about something very, very specific. I've done it on a few of my lives, but like right now, there's no way. I couldn't stop everything because I would never get anything done. I've done it though, plenty of times on my life. But yeah, if it's coming out of your guys' pocket, please don't do it. I appreciate it for sure. I just appreciate the engagement. I appreciate you guys hanging out and commenting and saying stuff in the live, because that's what brings us to other people's attention. Now, sure, you guys monetarily helping me out in some way, yeah, I appreciate it, but it's not one of those things that I need by any means. I get paid to do these wires. I get paid for you guys to buy stuff from me. I don't need to get paid for you guys just to like watch the simple stuff, the simple tutorial stuff. Now, if I had to stop working and then have a discussion with you, yeah, sure, maybe at some point in time in the future that could be paid for. But as of right now, I'm still doing that when I can. We talked about RF theory before. We've talked about antenna design. We've talked about what a key down vehicle is. We've talked about how Yagis work. We've talked about what gain is. We talked about the difference between an isotropic radiator and a dipole is. I don't know. We've talked about a bunch of stuff on the lives over the years. It's been I would say, hopefully at least for you guys that have seen, a plethora of information for you guys to kind of gather some more knowledge. I know Fuji did say so in the Facebook Live, but I haven't been able to help you guys out on TikTok for too long because I haven't figured out how to go live. I didn't know I could go live. I thought I had to have 1,000 followers to go live. Now, 1.5 million, well, I mean, yeah, about 1.5 million views later, I figured out that I can go live at the very beginning on TikTok. So, yeah, that was a learning experience for me. I didn't know that. Maybe in the future we'll talk about it for sure. So if you look right here, I'm holding heat to the source itself. I want to get the source hot. And then whenever it's too tight to get in there, of course you can hit the iron. But ideally you want to hit the actual source you're heating up. So that's what you're doing when you're soldering. You want to get that to bond inside that joint, and you want to watch that solder wick in. We'll talk about solder wicking in a moment. I'm gonna zoom in on TikTok and on Facebook so you guys can see, and on YouTube. And we'll talk about it real quick. So, I need to quit because I don't want to use this. I need to use a regular rag, which is way over here. When you use a microfiber, it's got it's not made of actual cloth, it's made of plastic, so the plastic just melts as soon as you put enough heat on it. Let me get my pick out of the ground. So now, let's zoom. I'm going to make X marks the spot for you guys, and we'll talk about soldering real quick. X. Let's go for the X. Let's zoom in on Facebook to the X real quick. Yes, you need to solder the center connection. Not on the half-inch flex. I'm not on hold for new orders. You can make a new order whenever you like. I apologize on YouTube for not responding quick enough. But no, I'm not on hold for new orders right now. I am, yes, I will solder the shield on this specific wire. That is not the truth on every single wire. So don't try to do this on like your RG58 or some crap. The center dielectric will never hold up to that. The center dielectric for this is what's called polytetrafluoroethylene. So it's PTFE, or also known as Teflon. Teflon is a brand name. Teflon is not a composition. So polytetrafluoroethylene is the actual name for it. So I'm zoomed in close. I think I'm close enough. So watch what I do here. You add heat here on this. Right here. Oh, if you want to order anything from me, you can order it off my website. It's dwinsrfsupply.com. Again, dwinsrfsupply.com. I don't know if that showed up good on TikTok or on Facebook because I'm zoomed in so much, but it is what it is. It's not too hard to figure out my name. It's the same as this name right here, just .com. dwinsrfsupply.com, no apostrophe, no dash. But you see what I did? I heated that up and it's not sucking in. There's just a big bubble on top. I'm at 700 and something degrees. What the heck's going wrong? Problem is there's not enough heat. An 80 watt pencil, even a 100 watt pencil is not enough to do it. 120 watt pencil or so would probably do it. But it would take longer. So what I do is I preheat with a torch like this. See that solder wick into that joint? It's sucked into it. Once it sucks into it, then we move on to the next step, and that's just actually using the preheated connection we've got and actually soldering to it from there. We're holding heat on the joint, and we're actually holding the solder, or connecting the solder to the body. So again, same concept. Keep adding some solder. Now it would have been smart for me to do something a little different to show you guys a little bit more accurately how this works. You want to kind of angle it into the actual braid like I just did right there. And you want it to kind of bond to that joint. You want it to seal all the way around. You can go ahead and clean a little bit so you guys can see how it's done. I'll clean it up some more in a little bit. Give me just let me get to work real quick. So hopefully you guys on TikTok can see. You guys let me know. 58's more foam-like. Yes, 58 is what's called polyethylene. So it's not foam polyethylene, it's polyethylene. Polyethylene is very heat sensitive. You heat it up too much, you'll damage the dielectric, and the dielectric will migrate on you, and you'll lose your dielectric spacing, which means you've derated your wire. And a lot of times you'll end up shorting your wire out. So it's not a good idea. So most RG58s are going to be either crimp or just a mechanical connection on there. So it's not going to be this, you won't do this right here. This is a much better connection as far as an electrical connection, but again, you cannot have that much heat on a 58 or even an RG8X. RG58, RG8X, RG223, a bunch of different wires you can't really do this with. It's hard to do it with Heliax because you have to manage the heat. Commercially, it's not done at all. There is no solder done on your Heliax cables or your hardline cables commercially. Just did something fancy. It is what it is. This customer, this is actually called, I'll keep this for myself, I guess. So I'm going to do something a little weird because I did something wrong. Now, I normally don't do this or make this kind of mistake, but it's late and I wasn't looking closely at what I grabbed. So what I'm going to do right here is run this back, and then I've got to grab, it's going to be over here. Where's it at? I got to grab one of these real quick. So this is unobtainium, what I just put on here. It is a really, really hard connector to get. It is an original Amphenol Teflon connector with a gold-plated center conductor and a Teflon body with a silver-plated or Teflon dielectric with a silver-plated body. So again, unobtainium is exactly that. Unobtainium. It's hard to get. I didn't mean to do that. That was supposed to go on that piece of 393 right there in front of me. But hey, I'll set it over there and separate it. So let's get these other two done. And let's not accidentally grab some unobtainium real quick. Let's make sure I get the right ones. So this one and for that one and this one for this one. So you guys will see how this is done in just a second. Waving a hand, Cletus. Morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Yukata, I'm sorry, it won't let me. I'm going to translate. Hang on. Let me see if it'll let me. Copy. We're going to the DuckDuckGo over here, and we're gonna paste Yukata stuff to English. I'll come back to play. Hey, thank you. Hang on, Yukata. Hold on. Yukata, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you for watching. My life. Copy. TikTok. You caught the for you. Alright. Yeah, those amphenals are really hard to find. I've got a bunch of them, but it took a lot of searching to get them. Now, of course, there's a bunch of different amphenals made. This is your regular amphenals right here. Some guys will talk about your old 181, what is it, 182, 1SPL or something crap like that. Original stamped amphenals. These are amphenals right here. But what I'm speaking about is a very specific, I call it unobtainium. It's just a pain in the neck to get a hold of. Alright, so next. I should have tagged you. You caught that in that, but I don't know if I said it fast enough for him to see it. But you caught this cool. He's been hanging out since I don't know. He's been hanging out for a while in my lives. It's cool, dude. He watched all the New Orleans key down and got to see it. He hung out for a while and got to see all those vehicles and stuff. Now I got to see the coax and stuff like that. So that was cool. Now, don't you guys think I'm actually speaking Japanese very well, because I'm not. Let me make sure. I'm pretty positive you caught that as Japanese. Yeah, that's Japanese. Morning. Hope you're doing well, Hondo. Cletus, hello. Sorry, Hondo, I didn't say hello to you earlier. PTFE, right on. Thanks, E1. Affix Flex, yeah, for sure. Thank you, Parabola 2011. Hope you guys are doing well over there on YouTube land. Thanks for saying hello. Hello, Clint. Hope you're doing well, man. Ham Radio. Well, hello, Ham Radio. Hope you're doing well, man. I am RF Supply. So I supply RF equipment to whoever. It don't matter if you're ham radio, if you're CB, if you're trucker, if you're telecom, if you're broadcast, if you're hobbyist, if you're just experimenter, doesn't matter. I supply to all. I am just a supply company. I did lie. I told somebody the other day, they was like, oh, you sell illegal amplifiers. And I'm like, I don't sell amplifiers. Well, here I am, a liar. I'm posting up a Henry 2KD and and a Meritron AL82 now. So yeah, I have no room to talk. They're not illegal, but still, I'm selling them. And they're in the daggum. And here's something else for you guys, if anybody doesn't know. But yeah, well, whatever. I'll worry about that later. But yeah, I thought that was wild. But yeah, I'm just an RF supply company. That's what I do. I sell RF equipment. I sell RF and RF accessories. If you guys didn't get the Hank Hill reference, that was what we was going for. I didn't quite do his voice. I sell RF and RF accessories. I can't do it. Propane accessories. Bobby? I said, stop kicking that ball. I can't do his voice. Alright, moving on. What is that? KI5ZIF, I believe. Hello. Hope you're doing well, man. Hey, thanks for the goat. Appreciate it. Thanks, Cell Phone Tower Climber. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're doing well, man. I know it's a long live. I do appreciate all you guys hanging out. We're getting as much stuff done as possible. I usually don't hang out this late, but I definitely am today because we got to get some stuff done, and that's what we're doing. If you guys got questions, you would like to learn about something, you would like to know about something to do with RF theory, we can discuss it while I'm here. Like it, accessories. Yeah, for sure. Alright, so need that when you first started out. For sure. Deer Hunter in Belton, South Carolina. Heck yeah, man. Wait, hope you're doing well, Deer Hunter. Now, my RF Supply is a different company for sure, Deer Hunter, just so you know. So this is of the artwork of connectors being made correctly. Yeah, absolutely, man, for sure. Thank you for hanging out. I guess it could be considered an art, I suppose, for sure. For me, it's a job. It's what I do. But there's a lot of guys that have literally no interest in buying any connector whatsoever, but they like to see me put them on. So, yeah, it's been this way I've been doing it live since 2019 or so. And then I've been doing it, professionally, probably 2015 or so. So, I've been doing it for a long time, 10 years worth of this stuff. And then even before I did it professionally, my other job that I was doing was very intensive for soldering and having to work on circuits and things. We're zoomed in really close. I didn't think about that on here, guys. I'm sorry. Hope you guys have been able to see this whole time. I do apologize if you haven't been able to see very close, but I think we're doing pretty good. But yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I've seen. Well, look, hang on. I've got some old broadcast stuff right here. Hang on, where's it at? I got a bucket full of them. Let me show you guys this. So I got one pulled apart. No, I don't have one pulled apart. I have some original brass 1 5/8 EIA flanges that were pulls off of an old telecom site. But man, you should see how some of them ends were put together. Like, holy crap. Nope. I did not like it. Now, this is not talking trash about those guys. I'm sure, it worked. It got decommed for one reason or another. I don't know how long it stayed up there and worked, but it was just ugly. Let's just say it that way. It did not look pretty. But yeah, Parabola 2011, Deer Hunter, actually, you'd already told me earlier. But Deer Hunter, now that business is still going. I don't talk about it on my RF Supply because, I have separate entities for my businesses, and I like to try to keep them as separate as possible because, that's just because I'm not really trying to make one business make another business popular. I'm trying to let each business build its own. But yeah, that business is still alive and active and still working. But yeah, this is my RF Supply. I started it up standalone through myself back in I started doing it in about 2018 or so, but about 2019 I really started it up, and I created the business page around 2020 because I got tired of doing it on my personal page. That was just too many personal lives of all kinds of other stuff. No, you're cool. Don't feel like you're bothering me at all, man, for sure. Yeah, copy the fiber. That's how I got a lot of those T-Mobile cabinets. They moved to fiber a lot. So they just moved to super short jumpers. They ran the fiber all the way up to the top. They still have RF amplifiers, but they just have super short runs. And they have them right at the top. And they'll use like some LMR 400 or some half-inch flex or maybe some half-inch hardline up there with the DIN connectors on them a lot. That's what I see. Now, you may see a lot more ends than I do, but I've seen a lot of DINs up there. So you just saw me solder the center conductor. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all guys how to solder the shield again. We just want to add solder till it bubbles. That bubble is not going to bond because there's not enough heat. So what we do is we just heat it up, and we want to watch that solder. And as that solder wicks and pulls into that joint, we know we got enough heat. It's kind of like a hot plate for surface mount stuff. it wicked right on in, so now we get to solder from there. So I apologize on TikTok if my arm is in the way. I don't think it is. I believe I'm in a good spot, but it won't let me see the video because you guys are way over there. It's the only way I can get you guys in the right spot. If one of these days I could figure out, maybe I'll check out like the Insta360 or the GoPros and see if them boogers will let me go live on multiple platforms. If they will, shoot, we'll be popping on like a head camera or something so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Yeah, for sure. I see the 4.3s a lot. There's another one that's kind of weird. It's a bigger one than the 4.3. It's a 45-20 or something. I can't remember. It's a pretty interesting one. I've seen that one before. It's not very common. It's like I think it's it's either old telecom or old military. But yeah, I know for sure about the 4.3s a lot. I see them a bit. Had to pass negative 30 dBm. Yeah, for sure. Sweeping them boogers is absolutely great. Nothing wrong with that. So what I do is I go a step further and I'll do what's called velocity factor. So what I'm doing is I'm actually frequency specific nulling the coax. So what I'm doing is making the coax as close to invisible as to whatever transmitter is in line. In commercial world, it's similar to what they would call phase stabling, getting a phase stable cable. But I'm doing something even more than that. I'm more phase matching a cable. Alright, so move on to the next one. We'll rotate this whole spool around. The way I do it is I figured out I'll just hold the rest of the solder. I don't know if you can see the coax, but I'm holding the wrap of the coax up in the air in order to get the right angle on this connection point. Alrighty. Clean this connection up. And we'll rotate around and let you guys see what we did. So, ideally, I'm trying to be a little bit more picky and try not to let the solder migrate up top. It does not matter at all in the slightest, but it kind of gets on my nerves, really. And then you can see how the center conductor is done right there. So, that one is complete. Could be a little bit more picky and make that look prettier, but that's purely looks. It's more ego than anything if I was to go back and mess with that cable. Not saying that I have to test for him also. Oh, sweet. Cool. Sprint used them. Yeah. Alright, this is already done. It's good to know where they came from. That's pretty cool. Alright, so wish I could find some more of those. Those are a pretty neat looking connector. More for nostalgia than any actual useful case. EIAs are my standard that I go to a lot. So we'll use EIAs a lot, we'll use DIN connectors a lot, and we'll use the UHF connectors a lot. UHF is very, very poor standard in comparison to other cables or other connectors. But it's a very, very common cable, and it's close enough for most guys. Technically, if you was to look at it by the book, it's a 52 ohm connector, not a 50 ohm connector. But potato. I could still get them to work very well. I like your my DIN and my EIAs better. LCs are pretty cool. They're not. I don't have a whole lot of complaints with them. They're made pretty well. Old military spec connector. Hello. WA7 FSH. Hope you're doing well, man. Hello, everybody who's hopping in here. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you guys for coming into the live and checking it out. Thank you guys on YouTube for checking this stuff out. Funny pranks. I have a question, but not an RF question. Would you say the CB radio? Would you say the CB radio got it started for all the guys and girls from way back in the day? Yes. A majority of the guys started from CB, I would say for sure. Hey, I appreciate the accolades there, Clark. Thank you. So I would say a majority of the guys that talk on any sort of communication as of this day. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with 75 ohms. 75 ohms is good. It just depends on what you... So, I mean, I know guys use 300 ohm ladder line, 450 ladder line, 600 ohm ladder line. There's a lot of different stuff. Yeah, lots of different types of cables. But, yes, I would say the majority of guys started originally from CB. There's definitely some old school hams. There's also some broadcast engineers. I know guys that moved kind of backwards from what you would think. Like, oh, you got this CB guy, he's just a chicken bander, and this dude just started up, and now he's finally getting wise and getting into the HF world. This is according to the cynical groups of guys. But they would think that anything in a backwards motion in the complexity world would be a negative thing. And for me, I don't really see it as a negative. I see it as just a whole other different facet. There's a bunch of different ways to operate a radio. Doesn't matter who you are. I sell to all of them. I'm a supply company, so it doesn't hurt my feelings none. And I would rather everybody just get along. I know broadcast engineers who've kind of worked backwards all the way back to the CB band. So here they are on 11 meters operating their equipment, and they're just originally broadcast engineers. And that they found their passion, their love in the mono-banded CB guys. Of course, there's a lot of truckers. There's millions of truckers driving up and down the road, so a lot of them have to have a CB. As far as like oversize and things like that, they're required to have a radio. Now, there's of course some caveats to that. There's some companies that have tried and failed to ban CBs in trucks. Now, there are some that's been successful mildly, but it's not really a prevalent thing. The main thing that's hurting the communications industry as a whole now is the fact that we got cell phones in our hands. We don't have other means of communication that are necessary, and people don't really think about that until stuff like Hurricane Helene or the wildfires over in California or things like that, when things really do turn into an emergency, about how necessary having your own ability to talk yourself, how necessary that is. Like, it's not a question of if. I mean, you really want to be able to talk. Like, you don't want to get stuck in a situation. 11 meter use does not require a license. It hasn't required a license for years. ACFT 101s came 11 meter on them, or a 200 watt standard back then for sure. USB, LSB in the normal 40 for sure. Ham would not be what it is today if not for CB peaking interest. Yes, for sure. I would agree with that for sure. Ham would not be what it is if it wasn't for CB peaking interest. If it wasn't for Convoy and Smokey and the Bandit and all that stuff bringing radio to like the mainstream, everybody in their cars having one, I don't think the community would be anywhere remotely near what it is. Because all there is a remnant of those people still around. Now, there's dog hunting guys. There's guys who run dogs. They some of them hunt bears. Some of them hunt coons. Some of them hunt foxes. Some of them hunt deer. All those guys will run radios. There's the Can-Am guys, the guys that are not running the FRS and the GMRS. They'll be running regular CB stuff. There's the Jeepers, when they're out in the woods, a lot of them guys will be running regular CB stuff. Now, of course, there's definitely some HF guys out there that will be running around a mobile. But you don't find the multi-mode guys extremely often running a ton of mobile stuff. There's definitely, I would say probably 20% of the community There may be 40 or 50% of the community that I just don't know about, but I would say about 20% of the community is actually running like full dedicated HF mobile rigs. Maybe if they get like a Piranha high Q antenna or something like that with like this motorized assembly and stuff, it'd be great, and you could run just different tops on it and have a antenna that can do the full spectrum. But for the most part, you got to put multiple antennas on, and it's just complicated. When you got a mono banded setup that just does well by itself, guys a lot of times will do that. 2 meters, I guess, is prevalent. GMRS and FRS is kind of another facet a lot of guys get into. It's kind of coming from a lot of different areas now. But I can tell you about 1 million people watched a key down video I did the other day, which was pretty awesome. So actually about 1.5 million now. So that was pretty sweet. That tells you that the communications is not dying. And if you guys get into the ham community just because they saw a CB event or something like that, shoot, all power to it, man. I want it to grow. I don't want it to die. I don't want this one talking junk about that one, this one talking junk about that one. I want all of it as a whole community to grow. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely whole areas where all of it can slow down, for sure. I know some of the stuff that's opened up to HF guys is dropping the Morse code requirement. Yeah, sure, that dumbs down the population, that makes the other guys not know as much about the radio, maybe not respect the radio as much, but it builds the community. I think if there was ever a need for anything, it'd be a need to build a community. Like, I don't care if there's more bad apples. If there's more people on the radio, there's always going to be bad apples. I mean, there's bad apples in drag races that cheat, that don't follow the rules. There's people that put lead weights in their on their bass fishing tournaments. They got literally one guy they won a bunch of tournaments and got, I think, $400,000 in prize money they're supposed to be returning because of them cheating and doing winnings. So there's cheaters everywhere, and there's people that do wrong things everywhere. I don't think that should be a big thing to try to stop more people from coming into a community. I don't think there's ever been anything worse than getting some stuck-up HF guys, some guys at extra class, or even general class guys, maybe even technician class, but they want to try to gatekeep other guys coming in because they just want to assume automatically that they're just stupid. And that really, really screws up the whole aspect of building a community. You want to build something in a positive light, not just, I don't know. It's just my opinion. I don't care what it is. If you want to gather a bunch of CB dudes and get them to move over to HF, go for it. If you want to get if a bunch of HF guys decide to run over to CB because they think that's cool and fun, shoot, who cares? I think so many people get wrapped up in the daggum rule from 1976 that they want to dog truck drivers, drivers who drive up and down the road. That's probably the one that drives me nuts the most. But yeah, they started, even before they had the skip requirement, they tried to outlaw talking skip on 11 meters. I think that's the craziest thing. Truck driver, oh, I accidentally talked to Oklahoma. That's against the rules. Oh, that's the craziest thing I ever heard. Alright, here is a lot of the RG400 and RG393 we did. I've got half-inch flex I did over there. I've got some more half-inch flex that I did. I did some 7/8 tonight. Yeah, I hope too many of them don't go silent key, man. I know a lot of guys are passing away in the 11 meter community. I've seen that a bunch. I've seen some. I know a lot of old timers that's got their that's been around for years. Just engineers that have been hams for a long time that are dying and passing away and getting super old. I know one in his late 70s now, and he's just great dude, or mid 70s. He's a good dude, but he's not going to be old for that long for sure. Heck yeah, man. Copy that Saturday night. Yeah, I'm still hanging around on Saturday night for sure. If you guys need anything else, you guys give me a shout. No matter what, I will try to do whatever I can to help you. Send me a message. My RF RF Supply is d1srfsupply.com. You can message me on Facebook or anything like that. But it's, yes, d1srfsupply.com. I don't know if that shows up right there. There it is. But I appreciate you guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. How would you outlaw Euler? Yeah, it's the craziest thing. Like, how in the world can you... yeah. Needless to say, they legalized that a while back. Where I started, my dad was a trucker. Copy that when your dad was a trucker, for sure. That's awesome. MP1 super antenna is a great multi-band mobile antenna. That's cool, yeah. I know of a few other ones. There's like a manual called I think it's a screwdriver antenna. It's a good HF antenna for sure. So I think there's some good ones out there for sure. One guy I used to yell at some year back. I have not heard from him in a long time. 123 Worldwide, yeah. I don't know about 123 Worldwide. I'm not sure about that one. I know a couple 123s. Appreciate you, YouTube. Appreciate you, Facebook. Appreciate you, TikTok. Hope you guys are doing well, man. Thank you guys for liking the live. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll show you guys a little bit of the test bench if you guys haven't been able to see it. This is some of the equipment that we run over here at the RF Supply. Got just a few pieces. But yeah, that's what she all looks like over there. I got all of it. Let's zoom out for you guys on TikTok to see. For the guys that haven't seen, this is what the bench looks like. This is some of the equipment over here. Got more bird over there. I've got to organize the bench. We got to clean up a lot of this bird stuff. But that's what she looks like. Appreciate y'all. Later. Appreciate you, Wildcat. Have a great night, Joseph. Hope you're doing well, man. If you guys feel like it, feel free to hop in and like this live, and maybe it'll show you more like it, more of these right here. If you get a chance or want to, feel free to subscribe or follow me on here. Thank you. I appreciate you guys, and y'all have an excellent evening. Thank you, YouTube, for guys hanging out. I do appreciate some of you guys coming in there and commenting, man. I really appreciate it when you guys hop in there and start talking, because it's kind of YouTube. I don't know. It makes it hard for you guys to talk. Yeah. Maybe it's hard for you guys to comment. I don't really know. Catch you guys later. Y'all have a good evening. I'll be back tomorrow. No, today is... Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow. It's actually today, since it's after 1 a.m. But see y'all. Appreciate you. And see you later on YouTube and Facebook.